very warm welcome to Television Tonga's news package for tonight. Making headlines, Tonga celebrates Matema Tonga's first victory against the Cook Islands in the Rugby World Cup League 2013. 4 diplomats to Tonga present credentials to His Majesty King Leopold VI. External examinations for Forms 5, 6 and 7 begins this week. And a Virgin Australia flight from Sydney diverts from its Tonga route to New Zealand due to no spare parts available to fix the aircraft in Tonga. These and more stories later on in this bulletin, together with the latest in sports and the weather forecast. Here's your news for tonight. I'm Fatai Whainga. The Matema Tonga National Rugby League team is getting closer to getting into the quarterfinals for the Rugby League World Cup 2013. This comes after the team secured its first victory against the Cook Islands team this morning with a score 22-16. During the game, Tongan star Glenn Fisiahi from Niutaoa scored the first try. It was followed by 3 other tries scored by George Dafua, Conrad Harrell and Jason Taumalolo's try in the second half. Radio and Television Tonga will broadcast the Matema Tonga's next game against Italy on Monday. Meanwhile, Television Tonga news reporter Anasi Falikano took to the streets in Nuku'alofa with a news crew to see many people celebrating Tonga's win.
This morning, many Tongans celebrated the Matema Tonga wins by wearing red, waving the national flags from vehicle, which were driving up and down the roads and shouting, while many more people shouting from the roadsides, halls and schools. Many government offices and companies were draped in red and white to show their support for the team. Viola Hospital patients and staff also had something to be happy about and shared this with Television Tonga News. I know that Tonga Broadcasting Commission had broadcast live the game on TV and radio, and this is the only radio station that the outer islands can hear the game. We want to thank the station for broadcasting the game. It was a good win and made us all happy. I believe this will help the patient get better quicker. We are so glad we are able to watch the game live and watch our people who are representing Tonga to the world. It was a great game. The staff of Viola are supporting the Matema Tonga team. We did stop our work for a bit to watch the end of the game and celebrate the team's win. The radio and television broadcasting rights in Tonga of all the 28 matches in the 2013 Rugby League World Cup have been acquired by Tonga Broadcasting Commission after successful negotiation with Fiji TV. Fiji TV is the official broadcasting rights holder of the tournament for Tonga and most countries in the Pacific. They have secured the rights from the worldwide rights holder IMG World. Both Fiji TV and Tonga Broadcasting Commission have agreed on a broadcasting package for the exclusive rights for both radio and television Tonga of all matches. As such, only Tonga Broadcasting Commission has the legal rights to broadcast the matches in the kingdom, in which it is grateful for the assistance and support of the government of Tonga, businesses as well as individuals and villages.
4 diplomats to Tonga had an audience with His Majesty King Leopold VI this morning to present their credentials. His Majesty King Leopold VI received the foreign diplomats at the Royal Palace in Nuku'alofa, where they presented their credentials. The diplomats are the British High Commissioner to Tonga, who is based in Suva, Fiji, His Excellency Roderick Drummond; the Ambassador of the Philippines to Tonga, Her Excellency Virginia Benavides, who's based in Wellington, New Zealand; the Ambassador of Israel, His Excellency Youssef Livni, and the Ambassador of Chile, His Excellency Isauro Torres Nakri, who are also both based in Wellington. While in Tonga, Their Excellencies also met with the Acting Prime Minister and Acting Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, Honourable Sami Vaipolo. They also met with the Speaker of the House, Lord Fafanua, Ministries of the Cabinet, Chief Executive Officers and Resident Ambassadors, and High Commissioners. Issues raised in the meeting surrounded approaches to strengthen and enhance the mutual relationship between Tonga and their respective countries. The current seating of the Legislative Assembly of Tonga has been adjourned until early next year. It will reconvene to consider government bills before the current seating will be officially closed. Meanwhile, the House will not sit for the remainder of the year 2013. The Legislative Assembly will be officially opened in 2014 in time for deliberations on a budget estimate for the 2014-2015 financial year. Meanwhile, the parliamentarians continue work as normal in their respective roles in the Parliament standing committees. The Honourable Prime Minister Lord Devano is in Guangzhou, China, on an invitation from the People's Republic of China to the opening ceremony of the Ministerial Seminar of the Second China-Pacific Island Countries Economic Development and Cooperation Forum. The seminar opens tomorrow until Saturday, November 7th. Accompanying the Prime Minister to the meeting is the Honourable Minister of Finance and National Planning, Lisette Akolo, the Honourable Minister of Commerce, Tourism and Labour, Dr. William Latu, CEOs of both the ministries and senior officials. Tonga will also sign the Economic and Technical Cooperation Agreement between China and Tonga. Tonga will also participate in the third China and the Pacific Countries Commodity Exhibition. Britain's new High Commissioner to Tonga, His Excellency Roderick Drummond, takes an interest in Tonga's renewable energy project. He and his wife visited one of these projects while in Tonga. Sinlatu tells you more.
His Excellency Roderick Drummond and his wife are in Tonga on an official visit. He presented his credentials to His Majesty King Dubor VI. While in Tonga, the British High Commissioner and his wife visited the wind turbine project in Nakolo. He was accompanied by the CEO of Tonga Energy Roadmap, Enoch Evala, the CEO of Tonga Power Limited, John Van Brink, and Murray Sheeran. The CEO of Tonga Power says the British High Commissioner just wanted to visit the site. He adds that they've approached the UK government for support of future projects such as the like of the one in Nakolo.
They were well aware of what was happening, and the supplier, Gaia Wind and Tonga Power, have made an approach to the UK government for funding support for future generators. The British government have got some low-interest loans available to help fund these units.
The wind turbine project was funded by Tonga Power Limited to the tune of 300,000 pa'anga. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sinilatu.
The Honourable Minister for Public Enterprises, Ve'ao Wakata, has revealed that government has approved of 5 different projects under the Tonga Power Limited. They include projects such as biomass, solar farm and wind turbine. Linda Fillet reports.
The Public Enterprise Minister, Ve'ao Wakata, says the renewable energy projects such as biomass, solar farm and wind turbine aim to reduce the cost of electricity to consumers. The most important things we are looking at during talks with Tonga Power Limited are other alternatives for power sources that Tonga can use. 5 projects under Tonga Power Limited have approved to begin. Moreover, 22.5 million pa'anga has been provided and signed by Makali some months ago. That funding is to upgrade the network and replace electricity wires connected to homes. The Chief Executive Officer of Tonga Power Limited, John Van Brink, says the 5 projects are estimated at 115 million pa'anga. Part of this project are funded by the New Zealand government. Tonga Power Limited is working with its development partners to secure funding for the rest of the projects. Meanwhile, dance linesmen from Tonga Power Limited, who have obtained employment opportunities with New Zealand's North Power Company, met with the Honourable Minister for Public Enterprises. Technical knowledge and skills develop all the time. It is important that we keep up with such development. The only way to do so is for local staff to get work experience with foreign companies and learn. This program benefits not just individuals but the kingdom as well. The Public Enterprise Minister also thanked overseas companies for such opportunities, which will help in Tonga's overall development. For Television Tonga News, I'm Linda Filiai.
A Virgin Australia flight 183 was unable to land in Tonga on its Sydney-Tonga route early Tuesday morning due to a technical problem with the aircraft. The Virgin Australia plane experienced a failure in the cooling system of the plane. Kalisto Yonuku with more on its story.
According to information from Palu Aviation, which deals with aircraft mechanical engineering, Tonga does not have the proper parts to change the failure system of the Virgin Australia flight. Furthermore, should the flight land in Tonga, it will not be permitted to depart until the problem is resolved according to international requirements. This caused the flight to divert from its original route and land in Auckland. More than 100 passengers were held up in Auckland. They travelled back together with passengers from another flight of Virgin Australia 179 and arrived in Tonga yesterday afternoon. Meanwhile, passengers of the Auckland-Tonga route for Tuesday morning have had their flight delayed until tomorrow morning. It is understood that His Serene Highness Prince Tungi, Honourable Salute Maumau Taimi Tuk Aho and Honourable Etani Tuk Aho were on board the flight, which was diverted from Tonga to New Zealand after attending the 131st Tonga College ex-student celebration in Australia.
Member countries of the United Nations Education, Science and Culture Organization, UNESCO, are striving to make the organization more relevant and effective in responding to global challenges to peace and development. This is the main focus of UNESCO's 37th General Conference, where several head of states and ministers from 150 member countries are meeting in Paris. According to information from the UNESCO website, the general meeting is held at a critical time as UNESCO is in the midst of a major reform. Three main areas that UNESCO focuses its development programs on includes education. At present, the organization is currently accelerating the Education for All movement to speed up the progress towards universal primary education in the Millennium Development Goals. They're also strengthening the linkages between science and policy for sustainable development and is advocating culture as a development tool as it contributes to any country's economic growth. Present at the official opening program was Princess Marie of Denmark and others. Representing Tonga to UNESCO's General Assembly is the Deputy Director for International and UNESCO Affairs from the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Lucy Mwala Muffy. Tonga became a member of the organization in September 1980. Forms 5, 6 and 7 students from church and government schools are sitting the external examinations. This includes students from Tautapo and the Outer Islands. The Ministry of Education is yet to provide additional details on how many students are sitting the external examinations this year. Silatu tells you more.
The principal of Liahona High School, Fatafehi Fifita, told Television and Radio Tonga News they are positive of the outcome of their students' external exams. From Liahona High School, she says 284 students are sitting the Form 5 external exams, 165 students are sitting Form 6 exams, while 110 students are taking the Form 7 external exams. I believe the teachers did their best to prepare the students for the exams. I hope that they go prepared to the exam centres and give it their best. Meanwhile, Tailulu College's Deputy Principal, Sekona Taufa, says that 71 students are taking the Form 5 exams, while 30 students are sitting the Form 6 exams. He adds that some of their students are only taking 3 or 4 subjects this year, therefore will finish their exam papers next year. I just want to wish all the secondary students all the best for the exams. I hope that they have good results. The Deputy President of the Free Wesleyan Church's Education Department, Reverend Dr. Devita Palefau, also conveyed best wishes to the secondary students sitting the external exams. There are 10 Free Wesleyan Church schools sitting the Form 5 external exams, while 466 students are sitting the exams from Form 5. There are 273 students from the Church's 5 schools who are sitting the Form 6 exams, while 87 students are sitting the Form 7 exams from Queen Charlotte College and Dubois College. After the exams yesterday, a Television Tonga news crew caught up with some of these secondary school students about the external exams. I just want to encourage my fellow students to be confident about the exams. It will be easy if you study hard and listen to the teacher. We are hoping for the best results from this exam, and I want to convey my best wishes to fellow students who are sitting the exam. To all the students taking the exams, ask God to help you with the exams. Preparation for this year's exam is good because we started preparing early and we've set a number of mock exams. The important thing is for your faith and education to go together. Meanwhile, our stringer in Vava'o, Ludovico Tapueluelu, says the Forms 5, 6 and 7 students are also taking their exams. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sinilatu.
While a hospital has the facilities needed to carry out plastic surgery operations, but lacks the proper skill with the skills to perform it. An Australian plastic surgery team from Melbourne, Australia Hospital and Sydney Hospital is in Tonga to help build up the local skills and knowledge in this area. Anastasia Falikana tells you more.
The team surgeon of the Australian plastic surgery team, Dr. David Morgan, says Tonga is one of the islands in the Pacific which has advanced equipment to work with.
We're here to help the local surgeons and nursing staff care for the people of Tonga, doing a number of operations during the week to correct a variety of conditions that we as plastic surgeons deal with at home. I'm here with a team. I'm one of 6 people that are here. There are 2 plastic surgeons, 2 anaesthetists and 2 theatre nursing staff that we brought along, as well as a whole lot of equipment as well to help us do our work for the last week.
A local surgeon at Viola Hospital, Dr. Kolini Vaya, says there is a limit to what their staff can do. The team is here because we have some complicated cases which need to be addressed. We can operate on less complicated cases, but we need proper training before operating on such cases. It's better to bring in experts and from abroad to deal with our serious cases or complicated cases. Dr. Morgan says this is not the first time to visit Tonga, and it's another way to boost the relationship between Australia and Tonga. The team departs Tonga tomorrow and another surgery team will be back in the kingdom in 2 weeks. For Television Tonga News, I'm Anastasia Falikana.
And that's the local news. Sport is up next with Pierre Ollier.